computer. All righty. I will let you take it away, Erica.
Okay. So I see there are a couple of people joining us, which is great.
Yeah, good.
We are here with Diane Horan. Am I pronouncing your last name correctly? Horan?
Yeah, Diane Horan. I always say Diane Horan from Japan, even though I'm not, but it's like a limerick.
So I've known Diane now for, I don't know, maybe 10 years.
At least.
Yeah, and have done several group trips with AMA Waterways. I'm a big fan because everybody's always happy when we do an AMA Waterways cruise. And so I asked Diane if she would walk us through this particular itinerary, because some of the people that are joining us, many of the people that are going on this particular river cruise have cruised with us before. So they're familiar with AMA and they're familiar with the level of service that we get. But I thought we could really dive into the itinerary. And Christine French is also here. She's going to be joining me. And she'll be giving, Christine, what is your plan? Are you going to give like one or two talks about architecture and its impact on us emotionally and historically?
Yeah, thank you, Diane and Erica. I see one of my friends here is in the room. I'm going to be giving two lectures, and it's going to be about architecture, but viewing it in a different way. So, we'll have the tours that are provided by AMA Waterways that we can go on, but this is going to be an adjunct to that, really, to help people maybe to feel a deeper connection with the buildings that they're seeing and understand the people behind it. So not just, necessarily dates and names and all that, but really a way to get in touch, a more immersive experience with the architecture.
Nice.
That's really wonderful. I'll tell you, because in Europe, the buildings they have stories behind them. So that will really enhance the trip even further. So bravo.
Yeah, so this is going to be a wonderful itinerary. I've done this itinerary before and absolutely love it. It's a favorite amongst people. So Diane, I'm going to turn the reins over to you and let you walk us through this. I'm actually a franchise owner. That's actually somebody else's info.
Oh gosh, I don't know why it says that. Never mind, I'll fix that.
No problem.
Fix that later. You want me to fix it now? I can do that.
No, it's okay. It's all right.
I'm sorry. I don't know why it said that. That was probably that's me because I was doing this on an airplane, Erica, when I was updating it, and I probably missed that. We all know Erica is with International Yoga Travel, and she has been forever. And I met Erica at a show so many years ago, and we started talking, and she told me what she did, and we said, well, why don't you do a river cruise and take a group that really loves yoga, or fitness or wellness or whatever. And the idea gelled. And I love this picture of you, Erica, when you're over on the Mekong River with us doing a river cruise back a few years ago. And I really just admire how your idea gelled and took off. And now we have so many other people that also do things related to wellness. And of course, we developed an entire wellness program at AMA many, many years ago because it's a passion of ours as well. And so no matter where you go, even on our Mekong River, there is always going to be an addition of a wellness host as well. So this is really great. If you've got Erica doing the yoga along with the wellness, and then Christine, you do the architecture. We need to get somebody into music and dance, and we'll cover it all. So this is some pictures I just have of some of the yoga classes that take place on board the ship. I think, are these yours, Erica? These are your actual pictures. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. I can tell you that I really learned my first yoga classes on AMA. I went and took the wellness programs just so I could, learn more about it. And I just wanted to share these images with those of you, and just a shot of the group and the wonderful experiences they have in addition to just the classes. This is actually a class I took, Erica, that was on the Mekong recently. And that's a picture of our wellness host on board, Hannah, who's still on board with us for many years now, teaching. And what's really interesting is sometimes they do make changes based on the destination you're on, of what the class is all about. Like when you're over in the Mekong, they might have Tai Chi or something special as well to enhance things. So it's pretty special. So for those of you who are listening that haven't been on a river cruise, I love this slide because it just tells it all. It reminds you that the reason we river cruise is so we can go through the countries. The big cruise ships can only take you to the edge of countries, but the rivers take you through the countries like a river road system. This is a picture of the Rhine River, actually. And this is our world. And I just wanted to see this map because AMA Waterways, we do a lot of destinations, but our core product is definitely Europe. And the most popular river is the Danube. And there's a reason for that. It's because it has such diversity of the cultures you get to cruise through. If you begin in Budapest, for instance, you're going through Hungary. You'll see Slovakia, Austria. You'll see Germany and part of Germany, the Bavarian part of Germany, and even go to the Czech Republic if you choose. So it's really, really special. And our heritage, just so you know who we are at AMA, we've been around since 2002, and we are a family-owned and run business to this day. We're still owned and run by these people that you see in this picture, other than the gentleman in the striped shirt because he's passed. But Rudy, Christine, and Gary Murphy, they do watch over our company, and they really still are working 24/7 with it, making it special. And the most important thing about AMA, we feel, is our staff and our crew and how we make you feel when you go with us. So just know when you get on board, we know you're going to feel warm and welcome on board our ship. And you will know everybody like they're your best friends before you leave. And you'll have that tear or two when you have to leave us and disembark. But you know what? Erica probably knows this. You might come back with us a year or two later, and you'll see one of those crew members, and they'll see you, and they'll still remember you. So this is how we've grown, just so you know our background. Back from 2002, we're now up to, I hate to see drum rolls, but 29 ships.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big wow. I can't even believe it, Erica. When I started, we had 2. I think when I met you, we had 4. So we've had quite a bit of growth going on here, which is very good. And we still have slow, sustained, steady growth. We don't go crazy. We're not trying to win any world records. We just want to make sure when people cruise with us, they feel comfortable. This is the Amamora. I'm just featuring this ship because all the ships are very similar to this particular ship. Mm-hmm. And they're beautiful. They're all 445 feet long and 38 feet wide. To give you perspective, the front of the ship, in the forward of the ship, is where you're going to find all the public areas. And in the rear of the ship, or the aft of the ship, is where you find all of the rooms that we sleep in, as well as the walking trail, and all of that is up there, the fitness center, all of that. On these ships, we put 160 or so people, to give you an idea. So it's a far cry from a big cruise ship. Absolutely. We're so proud that we have cruise managers on all our ships. Not every line does this, but we feature this, and they make all the difference in the world because they're really the ones that watch over everything we do every day. Oops, I don't know what happened there. This is just about our crew and our staff again, and how well they take care of you. And also, we do have the majority of our crew and staff coming from the region you're cruising in, so it makes it very, very personal. And then just to share with you some of the beautiful interiors of our ship, so you have an idea what it looks like. If you haven't been on a river cruise ship before, I can tell you our ships are award-winning. They are stunning. Rudy Schreiner, our owner himself, designs them. So they are very much from his heart. And he was the gentleman that actually started another company called Viking River Cruises. I'm sure you've heard of them. Everyone has. And but he moved on to start AMA back when he felt like he needed to do it a better way. He needed to have it feel more warm and inviting and welcoming. These are various ships, so I'm showing you there's different color schemes, but the whole idea of the ship is that we all have a gathering place in the panoramic lounge. There's a little cocktail bar area. There's a little fireplace area off to the side, a little lounge that you can get nice and cozy and comfortable in and read a book or do whatever you'd like to do. There's even a spa on board our ships. And there's a swimming pool area, which I forgot. What month are we going again? Now I've forgotten. I've got to go.
Going in July. And
July.
so
So you're going to be using this for sure. And it's so nice to sit in a pool and be on the river portion of your trip and cruising down the river or sitting in one of these awesome little, I always say this like somebody's backyard area where you just can see yourself, envision yourself with a glass of wine sitting up there and watching the world go by. For me, a lot of people say that the destinations are why they choose the river cruise. I choose the river cruise for the river part. I love the days when we're cruising. They're my favorite. And just to share with you what our beautiful staterooms and suites look like, just to say they're absolutely gorgeous. In the river cruise industry, we are known for the size of our staterooms being very large and spacious. So when you start looking into cruising with us, Erica can explain to you the differences of the categories. There aren't that many. There's just about 7 different cabin categories that you can choose from, and that will determine your cost. There's even adjoining cabins. As you can see, there's Apple TVs in all the room. By the way, all internet is free of charge. There's no charges for any of that. It's pretty much an all-inclusive vacation. There's very, very little that you can pay for on board. And this is the twin balcony signature stateroom. I wanted to share this with you because this is about 80% of our rooms look like this one. And you get a full exterior balcony so you can sit outside. And then we also have an interior French balcony. So if it's raining out or the weather's too hot, you want to sit in the air conditioning, you can certainly indulge yourself in the French balcony side of the room. And we have lots of complimentary tour choices, just so that you know, once you get on board, before you leave, you can choose what you'd like to do, but you can change it anytime you want. There's no cost for our excursions. They're all free. So if you want to do a hiking tour, you want to do a biking tour, you want to do a little tasting, like a wine tasting tour, or you want to go in a small group, whatever you want, you just sign up for it. It's all a part of the trip. And then the dining is as well. All the dining is included: breakfast, lunch, and dinner, snacks in between, and even an awesome chef's table experience, which is a special night where the chef will freshly cook each and every course in front of you. So you really have a very special experience. And again, that's no extra for that. This is just a little shot to show you what the dining rooms look like. There's even a little small dining room. If a small group of you want to eat together in a little cute wine room, you certainly can ask for that. And I actually took this picture. I love this picture. That's one of my favorite bartenders. He's just a hoot. He's always joking around. And this was at one of our wonderful sip and sail hours, because every night before dinner, we serve complimentary cocktails as well. This happened to be the captain's night. That's why there's so much champagne out there. But you can have whatever you want of choice of cocktails. We do serve unlimited wine and beers and soft drinks and unlimited coffees, teas, espressos, all of that. So we just want you to feel at home once you get on board. And then this is one of my favorite classes. This is the champagne yoga class. You know, yoga is all about balance. So if you can actually balance a glass of champagne in your hands and do it well without spilling, you know, you're working your muscles, right? Your core, right, Erica? Yeah. So this is one of our onboard wellness hosts doing one of those classes for fun. And then I did remind you or tell you before about the Wi-Fi on board. Do not worry that you won't get a huge bill when you get ready to disembark, because it's all included. Plus, we've got this awesome AMA app you guys are going to love. It not only gives you all the information on where we're going, you can take it with on your smartphone and walk around with it. It tells you all sorts of information on the destination. It sends postcards out to whoever you put on your list, and it even stores pictures for you. So when you're done with your cruise, you'll have a photo album. So it's really awesome. One of my friends told me, she's a travel agent also, and she told me it's the best app she's ever used. So that made me happy. And also, we're very much into sustainability. I just want you to know that we're very cognizant that we do not, only leave behind, nothing that can be polluting to the destination in any way. We really protect our rivers for the future. So all our ships are green. And on board, in case you're wondering, there is entertainment that's scheduled for you. Sometimes it's on the ship, sometimes it's off the ship. Whatever the case may be, every night they'll have something planned for you. So let's look at the destination, because Erica would like to focus on this. This, of course, is the Danube, the section of the Danube that we'll be cruising on between Budapest and between Vilshofen. Vilshofen is in Bavaria, just so you know. It's a small town that is gorgeous. Everyone loves it, and AMA's the only one that actually calls on this port. We made a relationship with them many, many years ago when we started our company, and now we've even built an entire Oktoberfest site there, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. So this is the itinerary, and basically, just so you know, it goes between the country of Hungary and the country of Germany, and in between, you're going to be able to catch Slovakia, Austria, and also, if you should decide, you can go into the Czech Republic on one of our excursions. So starting in Budapest, I think, is you're starting in Budapest this time?
We're starting
Yeah,
in
I think you
Budapest.
are. Yeah. So starting in Budapest, this is what you'll see. Yes, it will blow your socks off. It is amazing. It is that iconic Parliament building in Budapest. And although it looks very beautiful in this picture, it's even more beautiful at nighttime, because at night they illuminate all their government buildings there in Budapest because they're so proud of them, because obviously they're gorgeous. And then you get to see them, and it's something else. So that's where we start our trip. I highly recommend that if you have time, you go early. Budapest is one of my favorite places. It's so much to see and do, so you might want to consider that. This is another shot from the Fisherman's Bastion area of Budapest. This is on the Buda side, the Parliament building's on the Pest side, and you'll see it all. We will be doing touring to this area. To me, the Fisherman's Bastion is my favorite part of Budapest, because I love to go up there and just stare down at the river and at the Parliament. And then you go to one of the quirkiest places on the river, which is Bratislava in Slovakia. And I say it's quirky because when you start to walk around the town, you'll know what I mean. There's all sorts of quirky little statues and weird different types of arts. And you'll love the architecture, Christine. It's very unique as well because it's Slovakia. So everything about this little stop, you are going to fully embrace. And then from there, you go down the river and you get to beautiful Austria. And of course, everybody wants to go to Vienna. And Vienna is a beautiful place. It's got beautiful buildings. You will just the government buildings, the palaces, even where the stallions, the ponies, what are they? The Lipizan stallions, the stables are amazing. And you'll be able to see all of that. If you take a biking tour, if you like to bike, I recommend it in Vienna. They have an awesome biking tour that'll bike you all around the town, plus take you to a park. And on biking tours, sometimes you have more time to really enjoy seeing more of the city, and you're not stuck just in traffic all the time. You'll also get to go, there's one of those beautiful buildings that's right near where the Lipizans are, one of the palaces. And you can even take a Folkar ride, which is the ride in the horse-drawn carriage. That is usually a choice. I can't promise you because every year it changes, but that's usually one of the choices that you can sign up to take when you're in Vienna as well. And I recommend that as well. And then you'll see other parts of Austria while you're cruising down the river as well. This is in the Wachau Valley area where it gets extremely beautiful, and also an area where I do also recommend biking if you like to bike. There will be some hiking tours as well, but this area is known for its quaint villages and its beautiful vineyards, the terrace vineyards up the side of the hills. And there's another shot of the Wachau Valley. This is what's behind me as well. And it is the most scenic part of the Danube River by far. And I think that's the other reason why this particular itinerary is very popular, because it's quite stunning to cruise through here. And then while you're cruising past that, en route during that area, or right in that area, is the Greinberg Castle. This is a very special trip, very special exclusive thing that AMA Waterways does. Where actually this picture is taken from the castle, so you can't see it because whoever took it is standing in the castle. But it is just, it's a beautiful thing. What we do is we get to go up there, and oftentimes if they're in-house, we get to meet the prince or the princess who's living there, because AMA Waterways, our owners, Christine and Rudy, know them. And so we are graciously welcomed in to see the castle, and it's just one of those goosebump moments. Sometimes we get to go at night when there's torches lit, and sometimes during the day, depending on your cruise. And then from there, we get to go to a wine festival, which is really fun as well. And then moving down, still in Austria, Salzburg. This is one of the choices you're going to have to make. They're very hard choices because on some days we offer as many as 6 choices of trips. And if you ask me, Diane, which are the best, I won't be able to answer that question because I love them all. They're all good. There's no bad one, right, Erica?
Right. I always say the most stressful part of these river cruises is choosing between the excursions.
Completely agree with you. 100%. That is the most stressful
Thank
thing.
you.
Yeah, because there's no bad choice. They're all good.
Michael, I just wanted to mention to you, maybe you can mute yourself because I think we're picking up.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so let me continue on here. So now we're going on to Passau, Germany. So we're back in Germany. This is one of my favorite places on this cruise, especially when you're cruising in the morning. You normally always are cruising in morning hours. And if that's the case on your itinerary, which it most likely will be, the water is very still normally. And all those buildings are reflected in the water. And it is a sight to behold. It's just beautiful. And I'm usually, Erica, you'll be proud of me, I'm usually up taking a yoga class, and I'm sitting there, and then I have to leave the yoga class because I have to go look. I said, I'm so sorry. I have to look at it. I just have to look.
That actually happened to us on the Danube. We were doing yoga and we were cruising in, and I think it was right here actually.
Yeah.
And it was so stunning. We all just kind of like stopped in the middle of the class and went, took pictures, and then we're like, okay, let's get back on the mat and finish this class. And we just kind of wrapped it up.
You should. And you know what? And that's what's so cool about it. You can do it whatever you want to do. Just make it your own. And if you see a moment and you need to have a moment, just stop. The good thing is we usually do our classes up on the deck or in the, up if we can, if it's warm, which it will be when you're there, that's the best. But if not, then we do them in the lounge, and it's all windows, floor to ceiling windows. So you don't miss it no matter what.
Right.
And then you end the trip in Vilshofen, Bavaria with an Oktoberfest that's lively and fun with beer and pretzels and singing and dancing. And it's just a blast. And so this is, again, compliments of AMA Waterways. It doesn't matter that you're going in July. We know it's not October, but we want everybody to feel that Bavarian feel because it's just really a fun way to end the trip. And so that's what I wanted to share with you. I'm going to turn it over to Erica if she wants to talk a little bit about the trip. So here's your dates, July 13th to 20th. And I love that picture. That was from a previous trip we were on together.
And I'm pretty sure that was in Prague on the post-cruise extension. And but yeah, what I wanted to mention is 2 things. Is there is the option to do additional time in Budapest at the beginning of the cruise. That's the pre-cruise option. Mm-hmm. And then there is time to add the post-cruise extension, which will take us to Prague. And Prague is, I think, my favorite city in the world. It is the most place in the world. And I've been telling everybody, you're going to regret it. If you get all the way to Vilshofen and you don't go to Prague, you're right there. You're going to regret it. So I'm definitely encouraging people to, if
You
if
do
they
that.
can do both pre and post, great. But if they can only do one, you definitely have to do Prague, because at least we get a little bit of time in Budapest at the
You
beginning,
do.
not enough. So I definitely recommend giving yourself additional time.
Yeah, and also on that point, if you do the post trip with us, it's so seamless because the cruise manager who will be with you will be the land manager. So when you get to Vilshofen and everybody has to get off, you simply get off and get on the bus, and then we drive you there. And on the way, we stop in a place called Regensburg, which is to die for. Sometimes people's favorite place also, and then up to Prague. And then you've got the services of the cruise manager with you. So you're never really left alone. So it's really seamless.
Everything about AMA is very seamless. And that's one of the things that I love about it, because it really is truly an all-inclusive experience, because the food is phenomenal. Everything's included, unlimited, beer and wine with lunch and dinner. You've got the sip and sail cocktail hour every evening. The excursions are all included. On a lot of the other river cruises, that's not the case. So
Yeah.
I've been on a couple, and they'll include like a basic city tour, but then if you want to do anything outside of that, like if you want to go on a vineyard tour, if you want to do some of the other stuff, kayaking or whatever, it's an additional expense, and sometimes quite a bit more. So I always tell people, if you're really comparing apples to apples, then you really have to know what it is that you're getting with AMA Waterways, because everything is taken care of. You really don't need your credit card, or you don't really need cash unless you want to tip your guide or your driver for the day. But and the other thing that I love about AMA is a leader in the river cruise world. You were the first ones to bring bikes on board the ship, and then the other ships started adding bikes, right? You were the first one to have a wellness coordinator, and then the other ships started bringing in wellness coordinators. You were the first ones, I believe, to do the sip and sail, and now the other cruise lines are starting to do the sip and sail. So what that tells me is that AMA Waterways is really thinking about the experience that they're giving their guests, and because it's effective, the other river cruise lines follow. And the other thing I want to point out, and I've been on, I think, 6 AMA Waterways river cruises now, and it is really it's very personal. Almost immediately, I feel like they know my name. They know everybody comments on that. The people that have been on the river cruises with me with AMA Waterways always comment how surprising it is to them how quickly the staff learn their names. So right off the bat, you feel like they actually genuinely care about you.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah, that's a very important part of our service and what we want to come across. I always tell people, if they get off our cruise and they come home and they can describe it in one word, and they say home or family, then we've done our job. Because it's modern elegance. It is a luxury line, but in a comfortable way. It's a comfortable, elegant. You feel at home on it, but everything will be just perfect, just the way it's supposed to be. And if anything comes up and you just speak up, you just tell us, we can fix it. We're one of those that actually reacts. It's better to take care of things if we're aware of them. So, but rarely do we have to. It's pretty seamless. So it's just river cruising is a beautiful vacation, and it's nice working for a company where you feel so confident that when people go, they'll get what they're expecting and then some. So
even within the travel advisor community, AMA has such a great reputation, because from the perspective of a travel advisor, you guys make me look good because everybody's always happy, and you make my job easy. I also put together trips where I take people on land tours through Peru and different places, and that's a completely different experience, because every day maybe every day, maybe every 2 nights if you're lucky, you're checking into a new hotel, then you have to pack your stuff up again, get on a bus or a plane or a train or whatever to get to the next destination and check back in. And there are some destinations where you don't have a choice. That's really the only way you're going to see that destination. But at the end of those trips, it's kind of exhausting. I almost feel like I need a vacation from that vacation.
From a vacation, yeah.
Right, but with
And
AMA, it's not the case. I can't think of a more relaxing way to cover as much ground. I mean,
thank
visiting
you.
5 countries and never having to repack that bag or
Yeah.
check it or back out again. So that's why I keep doing it, because I love it. It's relaxing. You know, I can bring a group of 20, 30, 40 people and
And
still,
still be relaxed. I know
yeah,
it's
yeah,
hard to explain to people how you can go on an 8-day, 7-night cruise and see 4 or 5 countries and still say it was civilized and relaxed. But you can. That's what
right.
happened to me when I went to work for almost 16 years ago. I went on a cruise and I said, "This is the greatest form of travel ever invented,"
Yeah.
and I just got it. I just loved it. I thought this is just so nice. So,
I
and
had one woman on, she's done a couple of the AMA cruises with me, 3 or 4 of them now. And she was on my African safari journey, and I had
uh-huh.
4 people. We had 6 Jeeps that we were
Yeah.
moving around. And she said to me about 2/3 of the way in, she kind of turned to me and she said, "You're so much more relaxed on the river cruises." And I'm like, "Well, no kidding." It's so much easier.
See,
So
there you go.
yeah.
You're a testimony to AMA and what it does to you. It's just a great, great vacation. So I hope you'll all join Erica on this incredible adventure next year. And if you need anything, you have any questions, certainly if Erica doesn't know him, she knows me, and she'll
Yeah.
reach out and we'll get you the answers. But
And
we
when
would
it
love
comes to
to
things
welcome
like,
you on board.
absolutely. When it comes to things like booking air and transfers and things like that,
Mhm.
that's definitely something I can help you with. A lot of times I find that the best way to do it is to book air through AMA. And if you book your air through AMA, then your transfers are complimentary. They take
Yeah.
care of it for you.
And right now we have a new air program that the air for coach is $8.99. And I forgot what it is for business, maybe 2,000 or something, but for business class tickets, it's really reasonable. So we have this fixed new air program. So you can check that out, Erica, too, because it is combinable with your groups.
Oh, good.
It just doesn't have as many choices on what you can take, but AMA, we're always going to put you on the easiest schedule, the one that's going to get you there, in the most seamless way too. So that's something we're checking out as well. So
Yeah, that's one thing I can say from experience. AMA really cares about the person's experience. So
yeah,
they're always taking that stuff into consideration.
yeah.
I want to see if there's any questions. It looks like, oh, so Anne had to leave. Before we wrap up, does anybody have any questions that we did not cover? Feel free to either unmute yourself or put it in the chat, and we'll
Pop
just
in. Yeah.
see if there's any. I mean, we covered, okay, let's see. This was great. Thank you. Awesome. Glad to hear it. So we have been recording this, so I'll make sure, if you'll provide me with the link, Diane, I'll make sure to share that with people. I'll also share it with Camille and with Christine so they can share it with their people if they want to. And if you think of any questions that you have, even after this call, like Dan said, reach out to me. And if I don't have the answer, I know how to get that question answered for you. Oh, it looks like Michael is raising his hand. I think you would have to either unmute yourself.
Oh, let me see. View. How do I do that? Yeah.
He unmuted himself. What's your question, Michael?
So a little bit of a selfish one.
Okay.
Only in that when you're in that part of the world historically, there were so many shifts in the politics over the period of time that it begins to be very difficult to know what country was with what organization, blah, 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 if you understand what I'm saying. And I'm saying that because my better half comes from Poland. And while we're not there, that whole region, again, it might have been Germany, might have been Russia, might have been Hungary, might have been Austria, whatever. If there's a way that at some point in time that we can understand a little bit of that history it helps put those countries and the architecture and the events in perspective.
Absolutely. And I think that's what this does so well, is that when you go to when you go on a river cruise like this and you stop in those countries, the people that are doing those tours for us are locals. They're all local guides. So they are passionate about their country and what they're going to teach you. So I think that does help in that particular perspective for sure. And then that when you couple it with the crew that's on board that comes from the various countries we visit. Now, I can't tell you when you go on your cruise if the people be from Bulgaria, Romania, Hungary, or wherever, but it's really, I love that part of it because I love to talk to them and learn about them and their, their background and their, history. And I don't know if you know this, but we even have a music cruise and a few other cruises that now are going to go to Poland. You said your wife's from Poland. They're as an extension to Warsaw, which is very exciting for us to even have that as an offering now. So,
which itinerary are you offering that on?
It's one of the Danube ones, but we have 19 itineraries. So I have to pull it out and tell you. Right now, I know my friend is going on it next week. In fact, she's leaving Thursday, and she's on the one that was called the Music on the Danube. And it was because there's a group of classical musicians that are going together to go learn about Mozart, of course. But that particular cruise is only 5 days. So then they can go on, and they're going on to Krakow. So it's kind of interesting. So we're getting all sorts of new ideas and new things that we're doing to be innovative and offer new opportunities for people.
Yeah, and Michael, I was going to say, I'm a historian, so I can definitely help out with that. Is this the first cruise that you have a historian on board? Maybe that's a whole new AMA Waterways. Like you're saying, this is the way that you can change this experience. But so I'll be there, and if you have questions, I can also help.
Will do. And then I wanted to give kudo, and Erica already knows this, but it was such a special thing for us on our last cruise. So
they were on the Rhone back in August.
Yeah. So the entertainer for the sip and sail was a guy by the name of Roberto, and Roberto was an opera singer by nature, but his gambit of music was quite wide. So on one night, he did a couple of musicals, of which one of them he did was from Phantom, and he did the music of the night. And it was fabulous. And having had the chance to see that play a number of times, we actually commented to him, later that it was great, and asked him that in one of his sets coming up, would he consider something from Les Mis? So he says, hang on just a second here. And so this is toward the end, and everybody's filtering out, and it's just him and my wife and I, and he pulls up a song from Les Mis called "Bring Him Home."
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is why my Nancy behind me, and he did this song for us, just 3 of us, and it just reduced us to absolute tears.
I bet.
And then the cruise director went to extreme lengths. And we bought a CD from him, from over, and wouldn't you know that song is on there as well? So
you have
such
that
a special
memory.
moment. Yes. So I just wanted to say thank you. It was really very personal and very special.
Thank you for telling that story. I love when I hear people's stories, when it really touches them, and things that are done that was personal just for them, that was meaningful to them. That's what travel's all about. When we started the company, Christine said she would hire people. She would look at their resumes, but just a little. She would mostly look at how they interacted with her during the interviewing to see if they had that sparkle and that personality, because she realized already that was what made the difference. You know,
Mhm.
everybody's building beautiful ships, although ours are the best, but there's lots of beautiful ships out there. But it's how you handle the guest service once the people are on board that defines you and makes it special. So I'm sure glad that to hear that story. Thank you.
Yeah, and
I
AMA
hope you gave
really,
kudos to the cruise manager and the entertainer.
AMA really is a class act. And the other thing you mentioned about the decor, I've been on some of the other river cruise ships, Diane, and some
Mhm.
of them it's a lot of marble and like gold and really super fancy,
Right.
but I felt that it lacked a certain like warmth and comfort and
Yeah.
invitingness that AMA offers. And so I think AMA really just strikes the perfect balance
Yeah,
between
thank you.
that comfort and class. It's really wonderful. And
Yeah.
I mean, everyone knows I'm a fan because this is like my
Yeah.
fifth or sixth.
Well, that's it. And we get,
on
and
AMA.
that's our testimony when people come back, you know, that means they really enjoyed it. And now they're already planning their next cruise. So, and that, you know, that's what happened to me. 16 years later, I'm still cruising on them.
Happened to me.
I'm working on doing them all too, and I'm never going to get them all done. But you know, it's just you fall in love with that, and then that's what you do. So thank you all. So
Thank you.
I think I'll stop the recording now. And thank you, Erica. Thank you all for joining us tonight. And if there's anything that you need or questions, just let Erica know and we will get you all the answers. And we hope we'll see you on board next year.
Great, thank you.
Thank
Hey,
you, Diane.
thanks.
Thank you, everyone, for
Thank